In the second module of the course section devoted to IFRS 10, Consolidated Financial Statements, we will examine the circumstances which allow a parent company to not present consolidated financial statements or to exclude a subsidiary from consolidation. Providing exemptions from the requirement to consolidate controlled subsidiaries is potentially risky and dangerous. After all, the management of a group could wish to exclude a subsidiary from group financial statements due to its poor performance relative to other group members, high levels of gearing, or some other undesirable properties. The rules on when consolidation exemptions are possible are therefore quite strict and considerably limit the circumstances when this may occur. IFRS 10 states that a parent entity may choose not to prepare consolidated financial statements if all of the following conditions are met simultaneously. The parent itself is a wholly owned subsidiary. In other words, it has a parent entity that holds 100% of its shares, or is a partially owned subsidiary of another entity, and all of its remaining owners have been informed about and do not object to its intention not to present consolidated financial statements. Its debt or equity instruments, in other words, its bonds or shares, are not traded in a public market, where public market is to be understood broadly to mean a domestic or foreign stock market or an over-the-counter market. It did not file, nor is in the process of filing, its financial statements with a Securities Commission or other regulatory body for the purpose of issuing any class of financial instruments in a public market. And finally, its ultimate or any intermediate parent produces consolidated financial statements that are available for public use and which comply with IFRS. We should note that a parent who wishes to take advantage of the IFRS 10 exemption from preparing consolidated financial statements cannot conceal the fact that it exercises control over other entities and is, in fact, required to disclose the following information in its separate financial statements. The fact that the exemption from consolidation has been used and the name and principal place of business of the company whose IFRS compliant consolidated financial statements have been produced for public use. A list of its significant investments in subsidiaries, joint ventures and associates. And lastly, a description of the method used to account for the above investments in its separate financial statements. You should appreciate that in addition to the exemption from preparing consolidated financial statements as by IFRS 10, there are also two circumstances when an individual subsidiary may actually be excluded altogether from consolidated financial statements that are nevertheless being prepared by the parent entity in a group, or excluded from standard consolidation procedures. Firstly, the specific subsidiary may be deemed immaterial, and as you should already know, international financial reporting standards only apply to material items. An immaterial subsidiary would therefore not require inclusion in the group's consolidated financial statements. The second reason pertains to omitting a subsidiary from standard consolidation procedures. This occurs when the company is acquired with the intention of reselling it in the short term. In such cases, following guidance contained in IFRS 5, the subsidiary would be reported under assets held for sale within current assets and measured at the lower of its carrying amount and the fair value less costs to sell. It is important to stress that in this case, the subsidiary would show up in the consolidated financial statements, but its treatment would be very different to the way in which other subsidiaries are reported and measured.